Hey, yo, what's cracking, my Ventanita goons? Welcome to a fresh, hot new episode. Coming in with swagger, coming in hyped. Definitely coming in strong after two wins in a row, bro, on top of the league. How you feeling today, Akeem?
Well, that's an interesting question. I'm dealing with an interesting bout of cold right now, so the past 2 days I haven't been feeling great, but I'm actually feeling a lot better today. I can actually sit at my desk for now, which is great. But I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. As terms of the team, we're feeling fantastic. We're undefeated. One of the few. I think we're one of five undefeated teams right now. There's probably
Two
more
in the
actually.
East. Only two in the
There's
East.
only two
That's
in
in
the
New
East,
England.
and we are top of the league. Not even just like top in the East, we're top of the league right now, which is great. So I'm feeling good
With
about
that
that.
nice goal differential, the +4 goal differential. So
And
it's hard to top that.
first time in our history we've ever had a positive goal differential. So
Wow.
lots of
So
firsts we got going on this season. We've off to a great start. Um, Kind of to jump the gun a little bit, I saw a tweet from MLS Communications saying that if we win our next game, it'll be the first
yeah,
time in MLS
yeah.
history that a team has beaten the first, second, and third seed from the previous season. It's kind of an ESPN stat, but hey, I'll take it.
We talk about it here, these obscure MLS stats, but hey, we'll take them. That's
Hey,
that's pretty cool. It's history. We've already been making history. Why not? Why not go for more?
true.
And I'm glad you're feeling better, Kim. I really am. We gave you. I definitely wanted to come on really hyped with the ultimate swagger. If you saw me at the game, I was
Yeah,
unstoppable, bro.
that
Like
that game was
I
fun.
could I could run through a wall after that game.
That game was
But
amazing, and the goals
yeah,
were
man.
amazing too.
Yeah, a little bittersweet, but I'm really happy you're feeling good. I'm really happy you're able to be here with us.
Mhm.
And it's been crazy for me because I'm actually going to New York
Yes.
tomorrow mornings, bro. I'm ridiculously hyped right now. I'm jittery. I got like the pregame vibes already
Mm-hmm.
because I'm getting on a flight, headed over there. So, you
Nice.
know, gonna go root on the boys. I definitely, like to jump the gun a little bit too. I think we're taking it again. I heard Battered Herons saying this. I shout out to Battered Herons.
Mm-hmm.
They said that they were the only ones to predict a win, but I remember you predicted a tie. What did I predict? Do you remember?
You predicted, I believe, a 2-1 win, if I
Yes.
remember properly.
3-2, or 2-1.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
I
I
did.
predicted.
So
I was gonna predict a loss, but you convinced me to change it, and I changed it to a tie.
yeah, so we'll talk more about that later. But I shout out to Battered Herons, but I
Mm-hmm.
got it too. I got it too. I got the dub. But I gave Philly an extra goal, which feels good to be wrong there on
Yeah,
that
that's a
point of
good
it.
thing to be wrong about. Definitely.
Yeah, but it sure does feel good right now. Sending you some positive energy. Hope you're feeling better soon and you can get rid of that damn virus. I know it's pretty shitty to go through, but glad you're on the other side of it. That's the
Yeah,
best
I'm
part.
definitely on the up. Like I was talking to you just now. Like I am gonna be stuck in my room for the next few days because I live with a bunch of people in this house. It's a pretty big house, so there's a bunch of people that live here. So I gotta just stick in my room and just stay here. But at
Yeah,
least I'm not stuck in bed like I was for the past 2 days. I can like get up and be on my computer. And I like today I spent most of the day just cleaning up because what else am I gonna do? I'm stuck here.
yeah.
So it is what
Spring
it is.
cleaning,
Yeah,
little early
exactly.
spring
I
cleaning.
might as well. Like I'm stuck here for like a week, so I'll make do with
Yeah,
what I can do. I might try and do some Twitch streams again. But yeah, we'll make do. That's what we do down here, and just like the teams making do. They're doing big things. They're doing great. Let's head over and look at the menu. See what's on the menu for today. So we're gonna talk around the MLS. We might talk a little bit of CCL because some crazy shit happened, but we'll see how that
yeah,
goes.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
we
Pull those scores up.
Yes, I will pull the scores up. And then we will talk about the Philly game, talk in depth about the Philly games and the amazing goals that we saw there and how everything went. Then we're going to talk more in detail about just in general how Inter is playing right now in the beginning of the season. We're 2 weeks in. We're going to talk in general around the form of the team. Then we are going to talk shortly about what's coming up. We have the NYCFC game coming up. That should be very good, very interesting. You're gonna like we mentioned, you're gonna actually be there in person. I unfortunately will not be, but it is what it is. And then for the 84th billion time, we're gonna talk Messi news. There's I guess new developments. Garber said some things, so we'll discuss that in a minute.
Alrighty, so let's get right into it.
All
This
right.
was an interesting week in the MLS.
Oh, it
So
was it was so interesting. It was so crazy. But let's let's pull up the standings while we're here. We're gonna change up a little bit how we used to do it. We're gonna go through the standings, and if there's something interesting to talk about, we'll mention it. If not, we'll just skip through and go through the standings. So I'll go through the East real quick. So in the East, ya boys, Inter Miami are at the top of the East with 6 points. New England is right up there with us, also with 6 points, and a pretty identical record. It's everything identical, goals scored,
Except,
everything.
oh, it
Yeah,
is. So what gave us the tiebreaker?
I don't know
Less
honestly.
less yellow cards.
The
Yeah,
only
less
thing I can
maybe
assume is that both our games were
less
at
yellow
home.
cards.
That could be it too.
No, it's probably less yellow cards
It
or something
probably
like
is
that.
that it's because I don't think we might have gotten one or two yet. But anyways, Miami in first, then we have New England in second, Nashville in third, Atlanta in fourth, then we have Cincinnati in fifth, Orlando in fourth because they actually tied their games. So they didn't win the game; they tied theirs. Fantastic. Philadelphia after that loss is in seventh. Then we have DC in third, Columbus in ninth. Then below the playoff line, we have Chicago, Toronto, New York, and both New York teams all with 1 point. And in the mud, we have Charlotte and Montreal.
Yeah. So that's what we got going on in the East this week. Over in the West, we got Seattle, who looked pretty dominant. Which, speaking of NYCFC down in the muck over there, they gave up their striker. I can't remember his name right now, but he scored a goal.
Herbert.
I believe so, and he's playing for Seattle. Seattle's
Mm-hmm.
looking really strong in the MLS this year, so watch out for Seattle. Potential MLS Cup opponent for Inter Miami.
Got to keep an eye on
Um,
them, yeah.
Second place, we got St. Louis City, who is having a dream start in the MLS. Um,
Getting gifts
they
every game.
they are, but they're popping off. Good for them.
Yeah.
We had a different start to our MLS adventure. So I'm proud to see them doing good.
Can't hate on them.
They have a lot of history. They have a lot of history in that city, and seems like a cool stadium. If we get an away day there, I believe we do have an away day there. I'm not sure,
I'll
but
check.
yeah, I'll reconsider. I might make the trip. We'll see. In third place, we got LAFC. Remember, they have one game in hand because their game was canceled. They're in third place, and they beat up on Portland this week. That was a really good game too. I believe they had scored 3 goals pretty early there, and Portland got 2 of them, and it was pretty exciting at the end. That was
Yeah.
definitely a good game. But they ended up taking their 3 points, which
They
takes them
held
into
on.
third. They held on. FC Dallas. I forget who they played. You got that over there, but
FC
either way, they
Dallas
got 3 points.
played LA
They got a win
Galaxy.
and a loss. They played the Galaxy, and how did that one go?
3-1.
Actually, I haven't seen the
Dallas.
highlights. 3-1 Dallas. Huh? Good for them. I think Ferreira scored 2, something like that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Actually, I remember seeing that now. Cool. So we got Minnesota in third and fifth with 3 points. Austin in sixth with 3 points. San Jose in seventh, 3 as well. Portland in eighth. Um, everybody from, I believe, let's see,
After Real Salt Lake.
3 through 9 is logjams with 3 points. So goal differential making the difference there, and yellow cards or whatever.
Yeah, the West is like
tiebreakers.
a lot closer than the East is, which is weird.
Yeah.
And it's only been 2 games.
Yeah, and then filling out the bottom after that is Sporting KC, Colorado, Vancouver, LA Galaxy, and Houston Dynamo. So still very early, but pretty interesting to see what teams are getting head starts. Remember that I've seen a stat too where teams that win their first 2 games make the MLS playoffs 80% of the time. So, it's definitely good to get off to these good starts. We know what the opposite looks like. When you get behind like that, it takes like heavy streaks to even get back into the competition, and every game is so critical, and you have to play really uptight versus where having these 6 points, even going into NYCFC, I think is an advantage over NYCFC, which we'll talk later. We'll get more detail. I think they have an advantage with their field, but we'll see. We'll use everything we got. So I think that about wraps it up for. Oh no, CCL. You got CCL scores?
I don't. Let me see if I can find the scores, but I
can think of them off the top of my head.
But while you do that real quick,
Austin. Let's just talk about it. I think we can do it off the top of our head. Austin got mollywomped by a Haitian team, and that's awesome. It's awesome as fuck. That's Sorry for making you cough there. That was so many good memes came out of that.
And the crazy thing about that game is, yeah, you said they got mollywopped. It wasn't even like, oh damn, they just thugged it out and like they drowned out a win. No, they got destroyed, and apparently didn't really take their full squad, which I don't see why you would do that. I guess you super underestimated the Haitian team.
They underestimated their opponent,
They
and you know
really
what?
did.
In the martial arts and in every sense of sportsmanship, I'm glad it happened to them for underestimating, and I hope coaches take a lesson out of this
Mm-hmm.
because you actually made it in luckily because LAFC was the Supporter Shield and the MLS Cup champion, so they got the little buy in there.
That's
But
true.
you're not taking it seriously, and you know what? Now in Austin, you got a big deficit to overcome. You don't got to win; you got to win big.
Yeah.
This is
Yep.
like Mexico that last game in the group stages where they had
Mm-hmm.
to get like 4 goals or whatever.
Yeah.
So Austin FC, see you later. Wasted CCL opportunity because another underestimation of an opponent. But the other games weren't as interesting. We had Philly
Yeah.
tying.
Philly
We had Philly
tied.
getting a
Oh,
0-0 draw,
the most
and
interesting about
Orlando
that
got a
game
0-0
was
draw.
the dog on the field.
Oh yeah, the dog on the field. But see, they went with an A squad against Inter, and sometimes I think, hey, what if they would have rested starters? Could they have pulled out that road win? Could they have gotten that away goal? Who knows? Whatever. Philly sucks anyway. We whooped that ass. But going on to other people that we whooped their ass most recently, Orlando. They got a 0-0 draw as well
Against
versus
Tigres, I believe.
Tigres against Tigres, and I saw that game. It was a boring game. It was a weird game.
They're a
Did you
boring
watch
team.
it?
No.
Yeah. Did you?
Fuck
Oh my God.
no.
There was a point where this guy on Tigres like pushed the striker pushed the guy down on by his chest. I think it was Janssen, and then he like threw his head back, and they gave him a red card because they thought he hit him in the face. And Lionel was like
Oh.
bitching and shit. Yeah, it was really crazy. And then the red card was reversible by VAR. That game was a shit show. That game
Oh
was
my
it was
god.
horrible. Like you said, the boring team to watch. Who else was in the there? Was there a Canadian team?
I believe
Um,
Vancouver won their game. I'm not sure against who. I just randomly saw a tweet in my timeline.
yeah, well, whatever. We'll cover everything else
Real
later.
quick, while you asked me to look it up, we do play St. Louis on July 15th at City
At St.
Park.
Louis. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
July
Okay,
15th we play them.
maybe might be a nice trip to do. Go visit a new stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So going on to the big news. Philly came into town, came in with the same lineup, came in cocky. We're gonna whoop on Inter Miami, whatever they thought they were gonna do,
Mm-hmm.
and Inter looked great in the first half. I
Yeah.
believe that there was a few mistakes here and there, but I was really happy with what I saw. It was pretty much a continuation of last game with the passing and moving upfield. The midfielders were doing a great job. John Mota was playing out of his mind. Gregory was playing out of his mind in that central midfield. Pizarro was doing great, running up the left channel with Negri. Yedlin was doing a pretty good job. It was a chippy game. There was a lot of yellow cards. There was a lot of fouls.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it was 16 in total, 80 team in the first half or something crazy like that. So it was a fun game to be at. It was definitely a great atmosphere, and that one play happens where in the first half where Quarantine John gets a pass from Rodolfo Pizarro and just nails it
Mm-hmm.
way out there. Like I think I joked around and called it a 5 pointer to you. Like that 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 shot was really far, and
He just
it
picked
was
it up
definitely
and
a
just
beauty to see.
yeah, he just picked it up and just it bounced like and we've been doing this a lot. I've noticed this a lot in our play this season. How we're not I wouldn't call it clean, but we're very tenacious in the way we attack the ball. There's
Yeah.
a lot of scrambling with the ball. Like for this might be sounding kind of weird to hear, but just follow me. In the World Cup, right? I remember one of the big things they tried, one of the stats that they tried, was for possession. Instead of just having half for one team and half for the other team, they had one team, the other team, and then in contestation or whatever the term
Yeah, I
was.
saw that. Yeah, I
It
saw that.
felt like a lot of the times we're just like pinging the ball back and forth, and we're just fighting for the ball. And a lot of times we just come out with the ball. So
Hmm.
the fact that we're so tenacious and we just go after the ball, most of the times we just end up getting it because we're just always on the ball. We're always pressuring, and it seems like you can see from when Phil Neville got there. If you look like some people who claim to be experts on the team, who say they watch the watch the team but don't. What I've noticed the way Phil Neville has been working with the team is first it was more counterattacking because that's the players that he had. He deals with the players that he has. Now he has more of the players that I don't want to say he picked, but he has a better idea of how they fit in his system better. If you get what I'm saying.
Here's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is what's different about this year's Inter. You saw hints of this when Higuain came out, right? And Campana was having his riff last year. You saw, a team play like this. We've seen Inter play like this, and it comes here and goes. Now, when we play with Higuain, we play a different style. It was a different style of soccer. Now, Higuain was a beast.
Mm-hmm.
He was nasty. He scored the most goals last season. He scored the most goals every season he played for us. He's the most skilled player we had, but he plays so slow that it slowed the game down for us as well. This offense
Mm-hmm.
plays really fast. Joseph, I heard you and Wilson talking about how Joseph keeps passing the ball back, and I said
Yeah.
sometimes I get frustrated, but I do like that he's keeping possession. Right? He's not trying to march forward when
Yes.
he can't and get the ball taken away. He's keeping the possession. He's keeping it moving, and the ball is kind of like a magnet moving around, and it's doing a good job. And I think we're being very clinical with our shots. We're being very effective.
That's another thing.
We
Yes.
had we had two shots on goals, and they were both goals. And we had a lot of possession. Some things just didn't shoot out at the end because it's the second game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
We're still getting over the road bumps, and this team is gonna get better. Um, I have seen. I don't know if you watched Extra Time. They were complaining about Inter Miami having two attackers in Campana and Joseph that don't defend. But right now we don't really have to worry about that because Coco
No,
John is defending. Joseph isn't defending, but he's dropping back. He's not
he
playing
does.
super forward. We're playing kind of this shrinked, formation that's working. It's compact. The ball's moving around, and I just like the way we look. And that was a product of that on Corinthian John's first goal. He ends up finding the ball. He finds a good lane to put it in, and he sends it really low, really hard and low. It was hard for Blake to get to it. He did get a hand to it. It looks like he
He
didn't have a good
barely got a
angle
finger
on
to
it.
it. Yeah, he barely got
Yeah,
a finger
and,
to it.
and and it just banged into the goal. It was just a crazy moment. It was awesome to experience, and Drive Pink was electric again. But we kind of had the feeling we needed another goal, and that almost came in the second half with John Mota getting a really nice little 1-2 with Pizarro.
Mm-hmm.
John Mota, the cannonball, shooting it from outside the box too, and he hit the
Yeah,
crossbar.
the
That
ding the
was
bar
that
is
was
so good.
sick.
That's
Oh,
another
that was
thing.
so
We're
sick.
taking a lot more chances with just firing off a shot, which is something we didn't do last season. We would especially how we saw I believe it was Coco Jean, how
Yeah,
he would just if you see the opening, if you see the slap, just fucking take the shot. And we a lot of times I don't feel like we did that enough last season. Sometimes you just have to like take the shot. If it goes in, it goes in. You look like a genius. If it doesn't, all right, cool. At least you tried a shot and maybe you get a corner out of it. And we've been pretty decent on corners this season, which is we had a big problem with set
and
pieces.
set pieces
Yeah, set
and
pieces were
set
a
pieces.
big problem. I think last season we only made like one or two goals from set
It
pieces.
took us forever. It took us forever, like halfway through the season, to get our first goal from a set piece.
Exactly. So we're better on set. You can see a lot of the things that we have problems with slowly getting the kinks worked out. We're getting better on set pieces. We're getting better at taking shots from distance because we were so adamant to dribble the ball in and take a shot from 6 yards out. Now we're a threat from outside the box. Now they have to worry about that because oh shit, you have Joseph up top and he's only getting fitter. And then you have Coco John in the midfield taking fucking pot shots. So is Lassiter. So it's like, well, fuck. Now you have to figure that out. And then if you do both of those, then we have Yedlin doing crosses. So it's like,
Yeah,
you got to.
and Negri,
And
and
Negri
Negri.
doing crosses. Yeah, 'cause I keep forgetting about Negri because he's so new to the team. I always
Uh,
forget about
and
him.
before we get into the highlight of the game, which I'm sure you all want to hear about, the the best part is the clean sheet, right? Calendar's playing out of his mind.
He's.
You got Negri and Yedlin, two proper fullbacks. You got two proper center backs in Christoph and McVeigh. You go into that three center back formation with Sailor or Mabika or whoever you could put in there late in the game to preserve these leads. And I think a lot of people are undermining us. I like a lot of people aren't taking us
I don't
seriously
mind
yet.
that at all.
And and I know
Please,
we're not
Dallas.
deep. I know our bench isn't super deep on the defensive front, but I think this is going to be a special team. I really do, and I think we could play with teams and outscore them. I really do think it can happen. So another reason we do think it can happen, the faith we do, is the second goal. An absolute filthy, just abnormally. extraordinary goal that you don't see every day at the stadium. I couldn't really understand what happened. It took me to watch the highlights to be like later that night where I was like,
No, what
absolute
I knew
fail.
exactly what
Oh
I
my
saw
god.
when I saw that. I knew
Oh, you
exactly
did?
what it
Yeah.
was. I was like,
No.
holy! I ran over and
I thought
I
the, I thought the cross landed on the floor. Like when I first saw it, I didn't see him bouncing off his chest. Like, oh
yeah.
god.
No, I like
Oh
ran
lord.
over I ran over like hugged Jermaine. I was like, what the fuck? That was
Yeah, I
insane.
probably had a flag in front of me or something. You were on the right and I was on the left,
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
true.
probably what it
Yeah,
was.
that's right. Yeah, because you were up behind me. That's right. No, I got a full view of exactly what happened. It was amazing. And another thing, and that kind of goes into even more into what I was saying, how we attack the ball a lot better, even on whether it's on offense or defense. We're so tenacious because we're just attacking the ball. Because if you look closely, I think that ball was actually going to Pizarro, and then Taylor's like, "No, I'm taking it." it looks,
Yeah, well,
it looks like
like
he was trying to pass
it
it.
was a little miss. It was a little miss. It looked like it might have been going to Pizarro. John
I
Mota
thought
was
he was
definitely saying
trying
it
to
was going to Taylor the whole time.
No, I legit thought he was trying to pass to Pizarro, and then when I saw Taylor Chester, I was like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And then he's all, "Oh, that's what he's doing." So they're
It
just
depends.
attacking the ball from all angles. I love that.
It depends. It depends what angle you see it from. Because the Pizarro one almost looks like he fumbles it. The assist he got to Corentin John.
But he
But
got it
if you
there.
look
That's the
from
thing.
no, but if you look at the angle, it looks like he's passing it towards him. Like he's like trying to flick it
Yes,
onto him,
it's
and you
getting
never
there no
know.
matter what.
And either way, like okay, Robert Taylor didn't when he caught the bounce pass, he didn't intend to like this is all a lot of instinct. It's a lot of like okay, it
You
just
don't think
bounces
about
beautifully.
that.
I got the touch. Yeah, it's just instinct. It kind of works in the moment, and it all worked beautiful in the moment for John Mota, for Pizarro, for everybody involved in that play. Robert Taylor, he had just been subbed on as well.
2 minutes.
Yeah, he was just coming in. I think he had a great play right before that as well. So
Mm-hmm.
we looked great. And getting right into our next point is our early form. It's really cool. It's a really genuinely new feeling as an Inter Miami fan, as a diehard who's been at this since 2014, dude. To see us look this good is what I've been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming our fourth season, and I really hope we can maintain it. I think we will because of things like we mentioned. The backline. This is the absolute best backline we've ever had. The most complete backline. It's showing clean sheets. The best goalkeeper in Drake Callender. He's absolutely killing it. The only thing he needs to work on is his distribution.
Yes, that's the
Um,
one thing. That's
yeah.
every time he does the back pass and he dribbles the ball, my butthole puckers just a little bit. Like, come on, man. He's been doing good. I can't get mad because he hasn't conceded
No,
a goal from me.
he had a few blunders. He had a few
But
blunders last.
then he immediately recovers, which is fine. But
He,
I don't want
but
to have to rely on that.
it's raising my
I
blood pressure.
I do
And
not want to have to rely on something like that. So
yeah.
please,
When you know
just
me,
for my health, I'm already recovering from COVID. Jet Calendar, please help a brother out, please.
yeah, bro. Yeah, and that's definitely in NYC too. If he can make a few stops, I think we can definitely get this win, bro.
Yeah.
So we're looking great. I honestly I think we can beat anybody. I think we can get this 1, 2, 3. Shit, we already beat number one. We already beat number two.
Yeah, we
Why
can
not be number three?
Yep. Let's do it.
The only thing is, right? Let's. I guess we could You ready to transition right into NYC, or
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah,
want to talk a little bit more from?
we go.
So honestly, the only thing is the disadvantages I see is playing on that narrow field. But we do have some experience now, and I believe it. I don't believe it's definitely possible, but I do believe this is it. This is going to be that first road win. This is going to be one of those historic road wins. There's You can look up the stats. There's only one or two teams who've ever won at at Yankee Stadium. Ever, just one or
Really,
two.
ever?
Like
Jeez.
ever. You can look at the stat. It's insane.
That's
It's insane.
crazy.
I think including playoffs as well. It's a really big advantage, dude. Playing on that narrow field is a crazy advantage. It shouldn't be allowed. There should be a uniform size, and if they can't get it, they should go play at a college field or whatever. And I
Or
know
City or
the
City
point is
Field or whatever it's called, where
no,
the
at
Mets
City
play.
Field, it's not full either. It's not full either.
Oh
It's
my
another
god.
narrow field, though. Same one. It's the same advantage they have. Just go play with New York Red Bulls.
Yeah,
It's
go
Yankee
take
Stadium
their
or
ass to
something.
New Jersey. Fuck it.
Yeah, I don't mind, but whatever. Because we do have our advantages as well. There a lot of their pieces are just coming in. A lot of our pieces have been there. They didn't get to have a preseason. They came back on loan. Some of them. I can't remember what their names are. I actually watched on MLS Season Pass all of their prepping or whatever. By the
Mm-hmm.
way, our content is so much better than theirs. I've looked at the Philly one too, at the other ones.
Yeah,
Our content's really dope. It's actually really authentic and like genuine to us. And like the other contents are they're honestly really lame.
Yeah,
Like,
we can talk about Apple TV real quick. The content that
yeah,
I try to watch some of the content. Well, now that I have COVID, I have time to go through all the teams now. I can watch as much content as I need to now. But our now they finally have a team profile. I think they did a really good job on our team profile.
it was good. It
But
was a good
I
video.
have to
You
watch
came
the
out.
other teams.
You seen yourself come out?
Was I
You've
in it?
come out in a few videos. Yeah, you've come out in a few of them.
I
I've
know I've
seen
been in
you.
a few videos, but I don't think I'm in the team profile. But I was in
Maybe.
the the preview for the last
Yeah, I
game. I
saw.
was like at the very end. I saw myself.
Yeah, we come
Um,
out a bunch of times. It's really cool.
yeah,
I
of
like that they're
course.
using footage of us.
That's great. But yeah, the content's really good on some of that stuff. And they just added another one about DeAndre Yedlin. There's another video there. I don't know if you saw
Yeah,
that.
I
Talking,
saw the one about his apparel company.
yeah, talking about his apparel company and about his
That's
wife and his kids and stuff like that. Really good, like really well done video.
that was really good. Yeah, I
I'm
saw
trying
that
to
too.
think what else. Those are the only like team things that we have. The only other things are that they have for us are like highlights and stuff like that. But
I saw a bunch
it's
of the
still
player
really good
ones.
content.
They have a ton of the player ones, and it's
The
pretty
player ones,
cool
yeah,
calendar.
they that came out when they originally launched. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
So
all
I
recent.
I caught up on all of that this week too.
Yeah.
Earlier in the week and stuff. So, um, NYCFC, man, I do think, we have the advantage of coming in with the swagger. It
Hmm.
is their home opener, but we're coming in as the overdog, as the like not overdog, whatever, but like the
Right.
favorite.
Yeah.
They're gonna be the underdog, I believe. I don't know what the odds are. I guess you could pull that up when I talk about it, but it's definitely we're Goliath and they're David in this sense. They're not playing well. They got a draw last game. I
Against
believe they got a
Chicago.
loss against Nashville, against Chicago. Yeah, they came back and got a goal on them. They had a pretty filthy goal there, but I think Calendar stopped that goal when I was watching it. I was like, oh,
Hmm.
that's something Calendar would eat up super quick. But I do like our chances in this one, and yeah, we have a big amount of people going. It's gonna be so dope. Going to Yankee Stadium, we're gonna be out there in New York. I'm going out tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna be out there all day, all weekend. It's gonna be so sick. I'm looking forward to a lot of different things in New York, but the game is definitely the cherry on top, and it's gonna be a really cool experience. Like, I really can't wait to see us win this game. I'm predicting a man. I think we shut them out at home and the fans start booing. I think we win 2-0 again.
Two
I'll go ahead
zero.
and do that. I'll go ahead with another 2-0. I think it happens.
I'm thinking of either 1-0 win or a 1-1 tie.
Pick one.
I think the tie is more likely.
Okay,
The
that's
one
good.
I think a 1-1 tie is more likely.
All right, cool. All right, so one of us might be correct,
Yeah,
and if
but
either one of us is correct, it's pretty good. So
yeah, because they're not a bad team by any stretch of imagination. They're not, but they're nowhere near the team that they were. For
they
some
don't have
reason,
Sean Johnson anymore. They don't have
they
Sean
don't have
Johnson. He went
Sean
to
Johnson.
Toronto.
They got rid of Air Bear for
Their team's still.
some reason.
Maxi Morales is gone. Maxi Morales is
Maxi
gone. That,
Morales.
that team's still adjusting, man. We're gelling.
That's the
I see
thing.
the 2-0. I see the 2-0.
I
But
can see it. But
I'll
I
take
just think
I'll
the
take
tie
a
is more
2-1.
likely.
Maybe.
I
We'll
can
see.
see it though. I can definitely see it if Drake is if Calendar continues to have a really good games like he's been having. I can definitely see us shutting them out and winning, maybe like grinding out a 1-0 win. But I think what's more likely, since they do have a couple of good players left, that we might mess up here and then okay now we might concede first and then come back and score. I can definitely see us grinding out a 1-0, 2-0 win though.
Let's see. We'll find out on Saturday. It's gonna be a good one.
It'll be
Tune
fun.
in.
I'll be here watching.
Yeah. If you're going to New York, come say what's up. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be definitely one of the better away days. It's our first away day of the year, and I'm super hyped, man. I love New York. I'm gonna do a bunch of cool shit. I'm gonna go around the city. It's a really cool city. It's my favorite city in the world to be in. It feels free and the food is just so good. Wilson talks about it. Like, I think he put a message on the Vice City chat. And he told everybody, he's like, if you've never been to an away day like outside of Orlando, he's like, it's definitely an experience you got to do, man. Like the food, the bonding you do with people, the partying. It going on an away day is and this podcast has always been centered around that experience, right? Of being a dedicated, crazy fan and this is part of that rite of passage. I haven't done it in a while. COVID kind of limited me. I was switching between schools and doing a lot of different things, and things are good. And I feel this was an appropriate thing for me to do. It's probably my first one since Chicago in our second season, and in our first season I did the LAFC one, which was honestly, I'm so grateful for it, and such a great trip. And both of those trips were amazing. This one's gonna be just as awesome, and I can't wait to make it happen. It's gonna be crazy. I can't wait to be there, tied in arms together with all of us, man. It's gonna be a really dope
In a
experience. And
baseball stadium.
a baseball stadium. We're gonna kill it, man. We're gonna kill it. We're going together with a bunch of groups. It's Vice City, NRN, IMS, and it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be really dope, and
Mm-hmm.
I really can't wait for this weekend, dude. I'm ready.
It's gonna be
I'm gonna
great.
go to after this. I'm going right to sleep, and I'm waking up, going
Yeah.
straight to the airport. Full day on Friday, Saturday, do like a half day of cool shit, touristy shit, and then head out to the stadium, bro, area. And get ready. Let's go,
Mm.
man. I'm ready for this dub. I'm ready to ruin their home opener. I'm really ready to just to be a. I'm gonna be. I told you guys. I'm insupportable right now. Insoportable in Spanish. Like you don't want to see me when we're winning, bro. Like I'm an animal, dog.
Insufferable,
Like
bro.
I'm
Insufferable.
insufferable. Insufferable. There you go, bro. Like I'm just. It's blowing my mind right now. I know we support the team through thick, through thin, but damn, feels so fucking good right now. I'm just. It's running through my veins like just pink blood leaking into my hair follicles. Fucking, I'm just so ready, dog.
It's gonna
I'm
be
so
great.
hyped. I'm so hyped. Every single article of clothing I'm taking, except like socks and underwear, is like Vice City or Inter Miami, and it's gonna be dope.
Are you trying to tell me that you didn't go on MLS shop and get those Inter Miami boxers? Is that what you're
I
telling me right
didn't.
now?
I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. Even though I wanted to,
I'm gonna tell
I
Ashley to
definitely
buy them
wanted
for
to.
you for your birthday or
The
whatever.
Ethica ones. Oh my god,
Yeah.
they're kind of like tight garments. I'm alright. I'll
Can you
take.
imagine going over to some girls asking like, you got the Inter Miami boxers on? Yo, instantly getting some love.
Hey,
Instantly.
if she's an Inter Miami fan,
Hey, let's go. but
definitely.
but yeah, New York NYCFC 0-1 record. Like
Oh, 1-1. Yeah, they've lost. They lost their first game against Nashville 2-0.
that's
And
right.
they
Yeah.
I might buy the Wi-Fi on the plane and rewatch their games
Yeah.
and
It's
our games
so what?
maybe.
You said a 3 hour flight?
Yeah, or maybe just rewatch our games. Fuck, watching
Yeah.
NYCFC.
I mean, you
They lost
can
anyway. They lost in
scout
tied
mode or
Chicago.
whatever. Yeah.
I don't really give a shit. I'm not the ones playing them. I'd rather watch our games. They were dope. But
True.
it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. You got any last thoughts on NYCFC or anything like that before we jump
Um, no,
to the
that's
big
about it.
news? It's
Yeah, go
about
ahead and
it. All
jump to the
right.
big news.
So this week, the Messi to Miami rumors started swirling all over again because
Again,
first,
spill the
again,
rumor
we got
mill.
Phil. Yeah, spinning it all around, man. It's coming through because Phil Neville talked about it a few weeks ago in the beginning of the season, confirming that we did want Busquets and Messi. It's no secret. You saw Don Garber talking about it as well. He said that he's very open to it. He's trying to make it happen, something along those lines. And he said he's willing to bend the rules to make it happen,
Which
and
is
make certain.
smart. That's the smart thing
Yeah,
to do.
it is, and this might, just like David Beckham's entry into the MLS, like shock the league and made it a better league. This is one of those moves that could shock the league and make it a better league. How are you asking? Oh, and from an Inter Miami perspective, of course. Well, maybe there's extra DP slots. Maybe we get an extra 2 DP slots because they're talking about Busquets coming too. It's like, whoa,
Probably
like
one. Probably one.
maybe one, maybe two. Who knows? Dude, five
Two is a
DP
bit
slots would be
much.
sick.
Two is a bit
What?
much. Because
I
remember,
wouldn't be surprised.
if
Dude,
you're
it's
past,
messy. It's messy. Like this is gonna
yes,
open the floodgates. You have to understand this. This is gonna open a whole new can
mm-hmm.
of worms. If Messi comes to this league, everyone's coming here. Like a bunch of
Yes,
people. It's
I
gonna,
agree with you.
it's gonna, and it's not gonna be like people like really bad. Like there's gonna be like a lot of players that are gonna come in and say, I want to play in the same league as Messi. I want to live in cities like Nashville. There's great cities to live in MLS.
Mm,
Atlanta, you know what I mean? There's California. There's other great places. Obviously, Messi's taking up the throne over here in Miami.
of
The
course,
king gets the throne. He gets the best city. But you know, they're talking 1/3 ownership. They're talking a bunch of different crazy stuff.
of course. That's
There's
a smart thing to do.
another thing swirling around is there's no tickets for sale. Single game tickets after June 3rd. I think our season tickets actually stopped there too,
Mm-hmm.
which
I
is
think
like
like DC
I
is the last one. Yeah,
I think what's happening there is we're gonna get our tickets, our season tickets, obviously, but I think they just kind of block those off
just in
completely.
case. Just that makes that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, yeah. Because it's June. Is it July the transfer window or June?
I just know it's the summer, and also I forgot where I saw this mentioned. I heard this mentioned, especially like say 100% we get Messi. There's no way we're gonna have our first, at the very least, our first game where he's playing will not be at Drive Pink. It'll probably be at Hard Rock.
Oh, you think they'll rent out the Hard Rock?
They'll rent out the Hard Rock for that first game because that. How much does let me see how much does it holds.
18,000. We 74,000.
Yeah, I know it's like in the 70s.
Oh, Drive Pink is 18. Yeah, 74,000 for that first game. Rental Hard Rock. I don't think they do. They have to pay that. They have to pay for that.
I mean, remember Jorge Mas?
Dude, no, they'll sell every. Dude, they Barcelona came and they didn't rent out the Hard Rock.
Yeah, like but Barcelona came that's different though.
No, they're not gonna. I promise you, there's a business to this, right?
65,000.
All the money generated if you go to Hard Rock goes to Hard Rock too. You have to pay like.
Yeah, you got to pay rental. You're renting it.
It's a better business model. So what's gonna happen is this: they're gonna be at Drive Pink. The tickets are gonna be astronomical face value, astronomical, and they're gonna get scalped to holy hell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, being a season ticket member, we have the benefit of having our tickets locked down, and that's it. That's why you become a season ticket member, and this is a very important year to become into. Is where you lock it down, and something big's coming. And if it's not Messi, it's Di Maria or somebody, and the MLS is just gonna keep getting better. We're gonna keep getting quality, and Miami's gonna be on the front of the line, and that's the benefit of being an Inter Miami fan. What all of us have kind of been waiting for to materialize, and I think the patience is gonna pay off. I think something big is on the horizon. I think Chris Henderson is cooking. We got him in the back over there. I think Gordon Ramsay would appreciate the meals that are coming out, and there's something brewing right now. Yes. There's definitely something brewing.
It would be dumb to not at least be in talks. That one really big transfer guy, Fabrizio, I forget his name. The Here We Go guy. Yeah. He said, and I listened to him earlier. He was talking to Mike Lowe. Do you remember him from the Miami FC days? Yeah, you remember him. He was talking to him, and he said that officially right now, only PSG has put in a formal offer. That is the official, like, we have given you an offer. But of course, there's going to be us, and there's probably like 3 other teams at the very least, at least talking to him. Like that's a safe assumption right there.
And I think it's more who's he interested in. He can pick and choose wherever he wants to go.
Yeah, he has the pick of the litter or whatever he wants to do, and he has to think for himself where his head is at the moment, because he's not gonna make a rash. He's like, fuck PSG, I'm out. We're out of Champions League. I don't want to do this anymore. No, he's gonna do what's best for not only him, not only for his brand, but for his family as well.
Yes, and I would say this. For a man who's dedicated his life to the game, from early childhood, moving to Barcelona at a young age, leaving your family behind, staying in Barcelona for so long and having such a prolific career, winning so many titles with Barcelona, Champions League, everything, took him a while to get it going on the international front. He had a final in 2014. Before that, he really brought back the Argentinian national team after the Diego Maradona era, and he brought them back in a really strong way where people were expecting him to win World Cups. 2018 was a rough out against France. He finally gets a Copa America. He finally gets a World Cup. He's done it all. He's absolutely checked everything off his list, right? And one thing he hasn't checked off yet, and I'll tell you this because you see it a lot in sports, is he hasn't checked off being with his family for extended periods of time. It's very taxing to be a professional athlete. Imagine how taxing it is to be Lionel Messi, right? Mm-hmm. Every second he gets with his family is precious to him because he probably doesn't have much of it. What has he done? Where has he invested in your biggest investment as a person is always real estate. He's bought multiple properties in Miami. Why? Because it's a great place to spend time with your family. It's a great place to be with them and enjoy your time and do whatever you want to do, right? Now, I think he's a family guy. He's a good teammate to be around.
Definitely.
I think more than anything, he wants to be on what team he wants to be, the team that allows him the most time to be with his family. And I'm sorry, MLS is not the high pressure of Europe. He's going to escape that. Gonzalo Higuain mentioned it. A lot of athletes mentioned it. You come over here, it's not the media hounding you and people following you in your house and going crazy.
That might be different. It's not really like that. Messi, though, to be honest. At least at first. At the very least at first.
But he's been here before. And he's still Messi. And just because he's playing for Inter Miami, like, most Miamians, like, whatever. But, like, it's not going to be a big, huge deal. Like, Miami's, you know why celebrities love it here, right? It's the weather's great. The food's great. The nightlife is great, right? It's all awesome. But one thing as a celebrity that that people talk about when you really get into the ins and outs of Miami and you hear about it is you don't get people like bothering you. You don't have the paparazzi of LA and New York. You don't have the media after you over here too much. It's kind of like this, like almost like this hideout that
You
you
know
can come
why?
to.
You know why I think that is? It's because you're not the most interesting thing in Miami. In Miami, there's so many things to do and so many other things, and there's so many other interesting things that it's hard to be the specific focal point in Miami because all right, cool, Messi's over there. I'm gonna go to the 15 other clubs that are all off and popping over somewhere else. Like, all right, cool. So
There's
it makes sense.
yeah, it's Miami's it's also a very hospitality city. It's inclined to like make celebrities feel comfortable. So they
Mm.
have securities and workings, and they know how to make people feel comfortable. Um, no wonder, like you said, a lot of footballers come and live down here.
Yeah,
A lot of famous people come and live down here. They all have homes down here. It's beautiful weather. It's not the hustle and bustle of LA, New York, Rome, Madrid,
Paris,
Paris. It's Buenos Aires. Like you
London.
saw how you saw like Messi getting hounded in Argentina and
They were
stuff
at
like
his
that. Like
house like for like two
yeah,
days after the World Cup.
they
Like,
took somebody hostage or something with his family recently. There was talks of him going back to Argentina, but that would be all hell
I
breaking loose.
I think he'll still do that. I think
You
this
think
is
he'll
just
eventually do it? Maybe.
this is my wild speculation. He'll play 2 seasons with us and then play a season at like Old Boys and then that's it.
That'd be crazy. That would be so dope if you did that.
For the
And,
nostalgia,
and, and I think
he'll play one
for
more season. Why not?
on both ends of it, it'd be dope. But
It'll
we'll
be a
see. A
farewell
lot of
tour.
a lot of players you see Kieran Gibbs still living here.
Yeah, he works for the
Rosters
team
playing
now.
like not. Yeah, he works for the team now. You see Higuain still living here. Both Higuains. Um, a lot of people just come retire here with Inter Miami and stay. Like what? What a better place to come and settle into, right?
Mm-hmm.
The weather's great. As an athlete, like we mentioned earlier, you can probably go to most grocery stores without anybody like going crazy on you.
I don't know about
Like
all that now.
I don't know.
He's still Messi in South
Uh,
Florida. I don't know if you go to a grocery store by himself. Like people will still. We got a lot of Argentinians down here. People will take pictures with him.
no, not only Argentines, it's Messi.
Yeah.
You're right. But ultimately, I think it happens. What do you think? What if you say
Oh no, I
what
think
for Messi? You think it
it's
happens or
definitely likely to happen. Um, I'd say if I had to give it a percent, probably 75%. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't come here. He's not getting any younger. He's not in the Champions League this season because they just got eliminated. What like he's done it all. He's done everything else. He's done everything there is to do. So why not come here, grow the sport in a country that it's a it's a untapped market, just waiting to be just to wait. It's a good business deal. He'll probably
yeah?
get part ownership of the team or like either minority stake or something. They'll sweeten the deal. They'll give him something. Kind of like a Beckham deal. They might add another DP spot. I don't think they'll add two. I think that's too much because then the salary cap gets all crazy, and you don't want that to happen because that's what happened last time. And last time that happened, the last Miami team had to go bye bye because we were spending too much money. Like two teams
Dude,
go.
this is a whole different era.
No,
This is a
I agree.
whole different.
I agree.
MLS teams cost 300 million now.
No, I
They
agree,
were like,
and
and
we don't want
they
to go
like,
back to that. That's the thing.
we're
We don't
not.
want to go back to that.
No, don't give me
You gotta
that. Don't
you have
give me
to
that at the end of the
but if but
episode.
no, of course but look at the look how the MLS is pretty good. They slowly they haven't like okay we're gonna go here and then jump the gun. They've slowly built and slowly edged the way up.
They got
Now,
David. They got David Beckham. They got David
mhm.
Beckham, and their name blew up. That was not
but
slowly.
but even when they
That was,
got Beckham,
and
how
then
many?
after David Beckham was another slow ascent, whatever. But there's these moments of heavy lift, and you have to adapt, man. And it's a different economy. It really
Mhm,
is.
it is.
These teams were a lot of these teams were bought by with 300 million. These owners are not the owners that they were in the past.
Mm,
It's not Mickey Mouse owning this shit, and nowadays Mickey Mouse, whatever. But like, I don't know. It's not some broke, owner or whatever. These teams are gonna fail, and they're all collectively bargained or whatever. Like United,
yeah,
I
it's fair
don't see a problem with two DPS. I honestly just fuck salary caps anyway. That's another thing I hate about the sport. It's ridiculous.
I don't
Loops
mind
and
the
hurdles we
salary
have to
cap.
get to
It
sign
needs to be
quality
some.
players. I
There
No,
needs to be
no, fuck the
some like
salary cap.
stopgaps, at least a little bit. You have to have some
Well, you know what?
rails.
If you're gonna have the salary cap, expand it. Let us spend
Yeah,
more.
yeah, I'm fine
Just
with
make the
that.
salary cap bigger.
I'm fine with
Whatever.
that.
But
But
I
if
feel
I'm
you.
not mistaken, and I'm trying to look it up here, but I don't see anything. If I'm not mistaken, when David Beckham, when they made that DP rule, wasn't it originally just one DP spot, or was it always three?
No, I think it was a one or two.
That's what I'm
always grown.
saying. So they started with one or two, and then they expanded. Eventually, now we have three. So maybe we get a fourth DP spot, and eventually add another one and
We'll
get a
see,
fifth one. So that's what I'm
we'll see
saying.
what.
Instead of just going straight to five, all right, now we get one, and in 5 years, 8 years, whatever, I'm just making up a number. Then we add another one as the sport grows. After Messi gets here, and we get the revenue that he's going to generate because we're not going to get it all at once. If he goes to every team, that's money, that's revenue. Then that revenue is going to start building up. Then we can add another spot. So that's how I see it.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's all he say, she say
Of
until
course, it's
July
all
or June.
speculation.
So
So
so we'll see.
until he's
We'll
here
see. But
wearing this jersey, then it is what it is. It's all speculation.
which we on this podcast we do think he is coming. So
Absolutely.
that's about it for this week. I'm ready to go to sleep, dude.
Yeah, go to
Ready to
bed,
get
dude.
rest. I'm ready to wake up and get on that airplane, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for being here. Let's whoop on NYCFC. Let's keep taking this league by storm, and let's go win MLS Cup. Let's win some silverware this year. Oh, we didn't forget to mention the Leagues Cup was announced too. We're playing Cruz Azul and
Oh yeah.
Atlanta United at home in July, I believe. So
Yeah.
pretty cool stuff there.
There is a situation where
What
all
do
our games
you,
could be
do you think
home.
we'll play a B team? They are. No, they are.
No,
They're both
no,
out.
no. What I'm saying, like every game could be a home game.
Oh, after if we keep advancing.
Yeah, because no, we don't play any games in Mexico, so every game could be a home game. I don't
Okay.
think we play B squads because remember we stopped MLS play for basically a whole month. So there's
Oh,
no
we do.
yeah
Okay. Okay,
yeah
that's great. That's
both
great. I didn't know
both
that.
leagues
Thank you.
take a break, so there's no reason to play
All
a
right.
B squad.
All right. That's dope. Well, I'm looking forward to it. That's our first time playing a Liga MX squad. Maybe another trophy we can hoist up. A first
Mm-hmm.
trophy. Maybe we hoist up 2 or 3 this year.
We'll
I know
see.
I'm confident, bro. I'm all the way, dog. I'm committed. I'm fucking
This is a
committed.
good
Let's go,
year.
bro.
This is a good year being Inter Miami fan. Tell you right now.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. So thank you guys. Love everybody. Send you positive energy. We're going to New York, baby. Let's
Good
ride.
luck. Have fun.